Welcome to Is This Good? The show where we boldly, conclusively, and scientifically decide what things in this big wide world are good. I'm Matt Austin, and with me, as always, is production powerhouse Jason Doyle.
Hello.
Hi, JD. Lovely to have you with us. And our guest today is an amazing comic, writer, and actor who was a Just for Laughs new face and a Vulture comic you should know in 2022, a co-host of the Y'all Gay podcast, and an absolute force of nature on stage. That's right, their career is hot. How hot is it? So hot, they lit their lawn on fire. It's Mainard. Welcome to Is This Good?
I'm going to ask you to write my bio.
Happy to.
Moving forward, I was like, wow, this is nice.
It's a very low fee. Can we just start there with the lighting your lawn on fire? Because obviously I do some light research before having people on, went to your Instagram. First thing that caught my eye, and this is like a reel that you might get served just as you're mindlessly scrolling. You are... there's like a fire pit. You're holding a gas can. You're on a big expansive lawn. And you have lit the gas can on fire. Then you start kicking the gas can. Then the lawn sets on fire. I think you're screaming at your mother, "Go get the hose!"
Yeah.
And then only on maybe the third watch, you will notice the dog running frantically
slowly across the street
in the background. So it's so great to see a reel like this, and you never have the person on the other end that you could say, hold on, how did this happen? Why was the phone there? Is this real? So can you please answer those questions?
Yeah, so my mom and I, we have this running bit called Not an Issue that we do. You know, there's an issue and there's not an issue. I'm always like, there's nothing wrong. It's not an issue. And I was home a couple of Christmases ago, and I was like, hey, Mom, I have this idea, and I'm going to set a fire pit on fire. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little gasoline, and then we'll do like a fire bomb. And she was like, don't do this. And all day she was like, do not do that. And then finally I was like, hey, Mom, I set up the camera. I don't need you to do anything. Just come out and be like, it's not an issue. And I've set the fire. And I didn't think that, like, of course, fire would travel up. It follows the gas. And then it was real, and it was like a really terrifying moment. And I didn't know what to do, and it's like embarrassing. It's so embarrassing and cringy, and also just awful. But it's so funny, like, because it was real. There's like an extended cut where like you can see me running more and just being like terrified, and yeah, I didn't know what to do in that moment. It was just supposed to be really little, and then I got like real, and I learned through the internet that if it happens again, I put sand on the fire. I bury the nozzle.
Oh, okay. Where are you going to get a cache of sand, though?
I know. I was like, thanks, internet. But like, I was like trying to dump it out, and it made it worse. And then I was trying to put it in dirt, and that made it worse. And then finally, I just like figured out how to snuff it out. But I'm pretty lucky it didn't explode. Yeah.
So your mom wasn't a true showbiz professional and just pretended that you were still doing the bit, and she was screaming, "This is an issue," and you were screaming, "This is not an issue."
No, we were definitely terrified.
You had to drop the pretense before that thing extended towards. It was truly like in the movies when they lay down, you know, the gas and then light a match 20 feet away and flick it, and then the whole thing goes up in flames.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that. I was like, yeah, whatever. There'll be like a poof of fire. Who cares? It'll be like something cool, and then it'll dissipate. And then it was like, no. And then I was just holding it. But yeah, now I know.
I love how big the gas can is too. Like it's the biggest gas can you could have found. Like, I mean, I get these kind of videos all the time on my feed. To be frank, like half of my feed are these kind of videos.
Idiots doing dumb things.
Yeah, and it's just such an honor to speak to somebody who's actually experienced it.
Yeah, it was pretty terrifying. I'm too old to do that stuff, but it was very funny. No regrets.
Another thing I said off the top was that you were a Just for Laughs new face last year. And so I actually grew up in Montreal. Grew up going to the Just for Laughs festival. I've seen many a New Faces show. It's a pretty big honor. Like people like Kevin Hart, Amy Schumer, Ali Wong, I think Mulaney, Kumail, Hannibal, all were at one time new faces. So pretty big names. So what was it like to be named a new face, and how did the shows go?
I mean, the shows went great. I was super excited. That's been a festival that I've just been auditioning for years, and I kind of got a little jaded. I remember doing Just for Laugh Chicago's and Chicago's, Just for Laugh Chicago, year after year when they had it there, and almost getting so close to being a new face. And then the pandemic hit, and then I was like, I don't want to, what am I going to do? Do it over Zoom? Like, I'm happy for my friends that got to do it over Zoom, but still, it's not the same. And when they asked me to audition, I just remember being so tired of auditioning for this festival. I just didn't care. I was like, I know who I am. And I was just like, I'm just going to be myself. I'm just going to be very bombastic. And honestly, just not caring has really helped so much. And, I don't know if y'all have ever auditioned, or maybe for the stories where it's like 10 p.m. on an empty theater. Mm-hmm. That was the first one. And
just to be clear for our listeners, 10 p.m. in an empty theater, bad for comedy.
Very bad. Very bad. So it's just like, what the hell am I doing here? This is, if you're not going to choose me, this is a big waste of time. I went up, then I had a call back at the Comedy Store in the belly room, and something happened with the ticketing where they said it was sold out. It was not sold out. And instead, it was a bunch of Bulgarian tourists.
Okay, and now again for our listeners, Bulgarian tourists, not good for comedy.
Not good for English speaking comedy, because they didn't know what they were getting into, and they didn't know what it was. And I just remember being like, all right, here we go. And I got it. And I cried because it took me 10 years. I've been auditioning for this for 10 years. And to finally have gotten it, I was like, oh my God, like a huge weight off my shoulder. Felt like it was taken off. And then I loved Montreal. I thought it was a beautiful city. Got to walk around. Would definitely love to go back and do some one-off comedy shows there.
Do you have any dates coming up in Bulgaria?
Bulgaria, we're looking at winter 2024.
Ticket sales are a little soft in Bulgaria right now.
Yeah. But, I keep hearing like winter, that's it. That's when you want to go. Oh, guys, I just got a spam call from Xfinity, Comcast.
Oh, you answer that. You should definitely answer that.
Well, no, at first somebody was calling me and I was like, oh, it's from production. So I sent it to voicemail, and then I have voicemail to text, and no. Just a Comcast Xfinity. I get 50% off. I'm sure it's real.
Oh my God, definitely do it.
Everything's coming up ever.
Yeah. After I set my lawn on fire, there's no stopping me.
All right, before we start, quick bit of housekeeping. First of all, check out our Patreon. The rest of the P-Hounds, that's what we're calling our Patreon people. They're having a wonderful time over there. Yeah, say hi to the P-Hounds. Come join them over on Patreon. You get the full eps with bonus segments, ad-free. One thing I did want to point out, our next live stream hangout is Tuesday, April 25th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So sign up before then to be part of that. That's where JD and I are just there. You can ask us questions live. We'll see your pretty little face. Last one was super fun, so we want to see some new faces amongst the old familiar ones. Go to patreon.com/isthisgood and click some buttons. See what happens. Send topics for future shows to isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, leave a review on Apple Podcasts, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. The premise of this show is very simple. I'm going to give you a topic, and you tell me if it's good. I mean, if you want to tell me if it's an issue, or not an issue. You can tell me that too. Okay. Here we go. First topic. Chris K asks, sharing your phone location with your partner, is this good? So Chris sent an email. Here's what he said. Hey, MattyO, long time, first time, yada, yada, yada. My question, is sharing your location with your significant other good? I'll say that I share my location with my wife at her request, and it doesn't bother me anymore. But initially, it was unnerving to know someone knew where I was at all times. However, I have some friends in long-term relationships that don't share their locations with their partners, and it astounds me that they're able to make a case against it to their significant other. I've never been able to get them to tell me exactly what their reason is, and maybe that means it's actually an area of contention in their relationship. Also, if sharing locations is good, when is the proper time in a relationship to share? So, you could tell me, do you do this with friends, with a partner? Maybe before you do, can we parse this email for a second?
I know, it's a lot. It's very layered. And
it's very layered. What did you think when Chris said, it doesn't bother me anymore? Meaning he did not want to do it.
He clearly didn't want to do it. I understand it's too, like, losing more of your autonomy. You know, like, you're really, you know, even if your partner's not looking, you know that they know. You might go to Lowe's. I personally have only recently shared my location with a partner, and that's because I was drunk in an Uber.
And then forgot to take it off, or now you feel weird taking it off.
It doesn't bother me. Like, I know, one, I'm not doing anything shady, and I'm not saying that maybe this listener was. It could have just been like, you know, I'm also late 30s, so the idea of sharing a location with a partner or even a friend is new. I have only shared it with friends, either like if we've been drinking or if they're like going on a date, or I think if we're out clubbing and then they leave to do drugs.
Yep.
Then they'll be like, I'm going to share this. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
I also like that Chris was saying that, you know, like, hey, I did it. I didn't want to do it, but I did it. And now I have some friends that their wives want them to do it, and they're not doing it. And it astounds me that they're able to make a case against it. This guy, he sounds jealous that he couldn't make the right argument to his partner to get him out of it. I've seen people use the argument that, let's say, I want to know where I text my partner. They don't respond. Now I'm worried. I just look at my phone and I see, oh, they're at the gym. Now I'm not worried anymore.
Maybe that's also a bit of an attachment issue or codependency.
Well,
I'm not here to diagnose anything, but
no. I've seen the internet. Anyone can diagnose anyone now.
Anyone
totally
can diagnose anyone. TikTok's got it. Twitter's got it. You know, mindful apps have it. So,
but don't you think if you're an anxious person that wants to know where their partner is at all times, that being able to constantly see where they are, a dot on your screen moving, is going to make you more anxious? Like,
it's going to make you more anxious. More?
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's unwell. You're unwell. Seek help.
Seek help. And now what would you diagnose that person with? Codependency.
Codependency.
Yeah.
An avoidant attachment.
Avoidant attachment.
Not avoidant, anxious attachment.
I feel like when you're diagnosing someone, you also just have to say narcissism. You just got to sprinkle it
you
in.
have to throw that covert.
Covert
narcissist. Maybe it's like second nature. I don't know. To me, I've never done that before this. You know, and she hasn't shared hers with mine, and I don't care.
Okay, so, but do you want her to?
Not necessarily. I don't need to know where she's at all times.
Okay.
She doesn't need to know where I'm at. I'm also not doing anything dumb. So.
JD, this would be like a very new idea to you, but now that it's available, have you ever considered asking Rachel to share her location with you, or vice versa?
Well, I do share my location with her, and vice versa. Okay. And it started because we have two kids, they're teenagers, and, you know, keep tabs on them, you know, just make sure we know where at least their phones are. From my point of view, it's a huge time saver, because if I'm wondering where she is, I'll just pull it up and be like, oh, okay, there she is. She's playing pickleball, as if I had to even look. And from her point of view, I'm confident that she doesn't know how to use it. So it's like I'm not sharing my location anyway. No, I'm just kidding. She definitely knows, and she's definitely listening to this. I don't care. Matt, you know me. I will tag myself on Facebook at Larry Flint's Hustlers Club. You know, nice. It doesn't matter.
Defunct.
She doesn't care. Is it really?
Yeah, I don't think it's there
that's
anymore.
Sad. That's
R.I.P. Yeah.
R.I.P.
It's tough.
So, you know, I've got nothing to hide.
I don't share my location with anyone, friends or partner. Though I would like to one day have someone follow me around so that I could do that thing that I've always seen in action movies where, like, they're following the car and they're like, oh, he's in the car. And then they surround the car. And then the person gets out, but it's not me. And then the detective, like, reaches his hand under the chassis and pulls my phone off that I've duct taped to the car so it goes in a different direction than me.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah,
sorry, I'm here. I'm playing hooky right now because my boss wants me to hop on a session, and I said, I'm having tummy issues. Give me 15 to 20.
Tell me troubles. Classic excuse.
Okay, hopefully your boss doesn't love amazing podcasts.
I hope he hears this afterwards.
I was reading an article about this sharing locations in the Atlantic, and all right, tell me if you think this is insane. I think it's insane. So they're interviewing someone, Jennifer Moore. So Jennifer says, Jennifer likes to sing in the shower, but she doesn't want anyone to hear her. I don't sound good, Moore, a 20-year-old college junior studying information science at Temple University, told me. Quote, I never want to sing when anyone's in my house with me. So before she gets in the shower, she checks the location sharing app, Find My Friends, on her phone to see whether her roommates are home, or so she's free to belt as loud as she wants. What? Like, how is that a good example of a way to use it? Like, doesn't this seem like a problem that we did not need technology to solve? Like a simple...
It doesn't... Hey, is
anyone home?
Okay.
Okay. Also, does it solve the problem of someone coming home while you're in the shower?
No.
Yeah, it totally does. It totally does.
I guess you could say, like, oh, you're about 30 minutes away.
Exactly. Yeah, so they're not
okay.
coming home in the middle of your shower session or your masturbatory habits or whatever, you know.
Or whatever. Yeah, you little freak. Your habits. Your MB habits. What's up, P-hounds?
All right, Ever. Well, so we poll people on Twitter just to see where the general population's at, and 54% of people said sharing your location with your partner is good, actually.
Huh? Okay.
I'm kind of surprised, but...
All right.
Good for them. Good for you. They're on your side with this one, Ever.
I think the younger generation loves to share their information. Like, there's a Life 360. It's a parent app, right? Mm-hmm. And it tells you not only where your kids are, but if they're driving, how fast they're driving, all that stuff.
What?
Yeah, like it's pretty invasive, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty invasive.
And I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna get that. And I was kind of reluctant to get the tracking in general, just because I wanted them to have a little bit of privacy. Anyway, I find out that my kids have downloaded Life 360 with all their friends, and they're keeping tabs on each other. But I'm not keeping tabs on them like that. And it's just, I'm like, delete that. Don't share your information with those people. They're maniacs.
I will say I keep forgetting that my truck has a data, like it's an app. You can, like, with Ford, there's like a Ford app. But it monitors speed, and I think I'm sure I have not given this to my insurance, but I need to double check, because insurance, you can be like, oh, opt in for my insurance to get a lower rate, but it's also to be like, if you're a speed hound, you will get...
Different than a p-hound.
Different than a p-hound.
Though p-hound could be a speed hound.
Oh, that Venn diagram is a circle.
No.
And a p-hound could be a speed hound, and a speed hound could be a p-hound.
Exactly.
Like people contain multitudes. By the way, Life 360, JD, sounds to me like something like an elderly person has in case they fall in the tub, and then it automatically alerts EMS. All right, moving on. Hustle culture. Mm-hmm. Is this good, Ever? So let me just define the term here. Hustle culture is a self-improvement philosophy that emphasizes entrepreneurship and says the key to success is hard work and long hours, especially at the cost of spending time on leisure activities or hobbies or a social life or family. Now, you might wonder, Ever, why am I asking you this question? Well, New York Magazine's Vulture interviewed you. They asked you, what's an embarrassingly earnest goal that you have? You said, I would like to look back at my life and really know I gave it my all and I had a good time doing it. # no days off, # rise and grind, # grind life, # money over everything. Yeah. I have a feeling your tongue was implanted somewhere in your cheek. But what do you think about hustle culture? Is it good?
I believe it. I did mean half of what I said, of looking back and being like, no, I had a good time. Hustle culture in general is burnout culture. Mm-hmm. I think that the idea of hustling versus like hustling with a balance is not taking in consideration, because you have to have a balance. Hustle culture, like, doesn't that sound stressful?
Well, it is stressful.
It's stressful. I mean, we're hustling right now. I'm doing a PCast, Somebody wants me to hop on a titling session. I'm not going to do that. I'm with the P-hounds right now.
Okay, what? Can we at least ideate on the font we're going to use for that titling session?
I sold bold is what we're using.
Just bold?
I sold bold.
Bold what, though?
ISO.
ISO bold.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
16 font.
Nice.
I already know it.
Okay.
What do you want me to say? Okay, that looks good. I don't care. I don't get paid enough for that. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't get paid. I'm not getting paid as an associate producer. Kiss my ass.
You got Xfinity beating down your door. You got shit to do.
I'm hustling right
You're
now.
Hustling.
I'm talking to my peas, my P-cast, my P-hounds.
I don't even think we are P-hounds ever.
I'm a P-hound.
We don't even subscribe to our own show.
Constantly got to piss.
Actually, that is a theme that comes up. That JD and I both have tiny bladders, and we are constantly peeing.
I always think I could drive from LA to Palm Springs, 2.5-hour drive, without stopping. I lie to myself every time, and I'm chugging out of a Stanley.
Damn, you do drive a truck.
Big old 40-ounce. I'm chugging it down.
We're recording this 12:30 p.m. Pacific. From 11 a.m. to 12:30, 90 minutes before. I'm peeing like 8 times in preparation to sit for 60 minutes straight.
I got to get it out.
And the closer you get, the more you got to pee because you get the nervous.
Oh,
the nervous tinkles.
Yeah. That's hustle culture.
I'd say hustle culture would say wear a diaper or something.
I guess. Hustle culture is like, we don't pee, we don't drink. We don't drink water. Our body is dehydrated.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they probably would say that because filling up the bottle takes time, and we don't have that kind of time. It leads to peeing. We don't have that kind of time. Maybe going on Amazon to buy the Swell bottle. Too much. There's no time for it. I was wondering if you would like to help me evaluate some interesting hustle culture memes that I found on the internet.
100%.
Okay, so just these are sight unseen. JD, if you could put the first one up. This one says, it's the picture, if you're just listening, is of a sandwich. I believe this is a blat, bacon, lettuce, avocado, tomato.
Ooh, yeah, that does look like it. Yeah.
Okay,
yep.
And it says, this is from @motivational.heat on Instagram, and it says, life is like a sandwich. No matter which way you flip it, the bread always comes first.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, that's true.
I mean, so first off, you would agree that that's factually accurate, but does it strike you as a good life lesson?
Money over everything. Yeah, I said it. Right. #money over everything.
Cream, cash rules everything around me.
Yeah.
My question would be, though, what about the middle? Because if we're saying the bread is the outsides, and no matter which way you flip it, it comes first, fine, perhaps. But the middle could be the relationships.
But you get that from the bread. But you get that. You go through the bread to get that middle. You got to get the money to get the middle.
Okay, once you earn the bread,
then you get the good stuff.
Then you could talk to a human about some problems, some issues you've been having in your life. Yeah. Be a little vulnerable, but until you bite through,
there's some vulnerability in hustle culture. I'll tell you that much right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But the middle is the vulnerability. Unless they're saying just put bread, and in the middle of the bread is bread. So you just have 3 slices of bread.
Right.
I mean, that's money, money, money.
And that's
some people don't need nutrients. Some people just need carb.
Well, a lot of bread is enriched, like riboflavin. They might throw some of that in there, and
ooh,
yeah. I don't know how your levels are,
pretty
but
sexy.
if you're gonna be hustling,
I gotta get the ribo.
You can't be anemic and hustle.
I gotta get that ribo.
Gotta get my ribo.
I gotta go get the ribo.
That's why all I eat is Flintstone vitamins and cocaine. Okay, JD, put up the next slide, please. This one says, if size mattered, then the elephant would be the king of the jungle. And in this picture, there's just a big old lion on like, this is straight up Lion King, right? Like, that's Pride Rock. All the animals, like, Circle of Lifestyle are below the lion. If size mattered, the elephant would be the king of the jungle. But they're saying
incel.
No. This is from @Mentality Hub. Do you follow a Mentality Hub? Is that one of the Mentality Hubs that you
I mean, it is helpful to, like, when I, sometimes I share it, sometimes I bookmark those memes, but
I don't RT. That's just
oh man, with that one right there, Look, it's not about the size. Mm-hmm. It's about the ferocity. Mm-hmm. Ferocity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, the
ferociousness.
Yeah, you're saying it's like the classic. It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. Mm-hmm. That's
and if you're a carnivore.
Yeah.
And if you're an alpha carnivore.
Yeah,
alpha cat, big cat. Well, you can be a beta carnivore.
Can you? I guess so.
A hyena or a jackal.
Or like a cat, like a house cat.
Yeah.
Do you think this is giving a nod to perhaps the short kings out there like myself? They're saying just because in stature you don't need to be the biggest to be the most successful.
Yeah, one could argue that.
But then again, a lion could murder an elephant.
Well, an elephant can murder a lion. I mean, they got big old feet. They weigh a ton.
Yeah.
So they got thick hide. They're pretty intelligent. They're emotionally present.
They could literally kill a lion by accident.
Yeah.
A lion is not killing an elephant by accident.
Yeah, it's premeditated.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I thought this one was nicer and a little more hopeful, but now I see it's not. Because they're saying you don't have to be the biggest, but you do have to be
a murderer,
the most ferocious fighter,
yeah,
and angry all the time. Okay. And by the way, of course, we know they showed a male lion up there when the male lions aren't even the ones that hunt.
Okay, they don't do shit.
They don't do shit.
Nor should they.
All right. Okay. And I knew we had a peahound in our midst.
Yeah, we got
All right. Okay, JD, the final one here. This is definitely my favorite because I've read it a few times. Not sure I fully understand it, but Ever, maybe you could help me out. So here we see a man in the typical hustle culture outfit. He's wearing a black t-shirt. He's got sunglasses on. And he's on top of sort of a turret of a castle, and people are throwing rocks at him. And the headline says, "People will throw stones at you. Don't throw them back. Collect them and build an empire." Besides the fact that comma definitely doesn't need to be there, does this make sense to you, Ever?
No.
Okay.
And this looks like we've seen this meme company before, right? This meme page, isn't that like meme? Wasn't that on the first one?
Say at the bottom there,
it
JD?
Doesn't make any sense because unless the insults are the stones are insults. But they're like, it's like, no, you want to throw. I'm a little baffled on trying to articulate what this might mean, but wouldn't it make more sense to be like, if people are throwing stones at you, hustle and grind until they can't. No. Yeah. It looks like bad clip art, bad Microsoft.
Yeah, it really does.
It's also signed. Do you see that? Someone was proud enough of this illustration to be like, do you think maybe whoever drew this, maybe they could be part of your titling session? I think it's saying like the stones are like negative thoughts, right? So you're trying to hustle,
right?
And people are throwing the stone, and the stone is saying, "Hey, Matt, you're not good enough. You'll never do it." Then I collect those and I use them as fuel,
motivation
to build my castle, which is my business. That's just a quick look through the memes of hustle culture. Okay. Honestly, it's hard to find them now because there's so many memes that are making fun of hustle culture. It's hard to tell what's sincere, but I fact check those. Those are all sincere memes. You're going to come onto the show. You're only going to see sincere memes. That's a promise that I make to you and any future guests. 87% of people say hustle culture is, what do you think, Ever? Good or not good?
Toxic, not good.
What do you think the peahounds say? That's right. Peahounds came through. They said it's not good.
No.
80s, that's almost 90%. That's firm. That's a firm rebuke. All right. This one was asked by a lot of people. Al U, Daniel R, Scott B. They asked, letting friends that turned up late cut in line with you. Is this good? Have you ever done this ever? Have you ever?
Good.
Yeah, okay.
I don't even need you to finish that sentence. Good.
Okay.
Good.
Now, what if someone says that's basically like them butting into the line?
You're doing it too.
Who's doing it?
If somebody says, hey, you can't let your friends cut, I'll be like, yes, I can, because you do it too. Everybody does it. You think I'm going to let my friends go to the back of the line if I'm at the front of the line? No. That's what friends do.
Okay. What if I saw you? Obviously, we are close personal friends. Now, let's say I see you in line for a movie.
Yeah.
And it's a long line, and they might sell out. Tickets are going to sell out. Now, I see you. I didn't expect to see you there. You're there alone. I'm there alone. But as I'm walking by, I see you, and I go, oh, Ever. And we start chatting. Can I just join you in line, even though, it's not like a situation where you are like, your friend's like, all right, we're going to go get coffee next door, hold our place?
Yeah.
Same thing?
Same thing.
Interesting. JD, what do you think about that? Do you feel like that's buddy in line?
I have a hard stance. On this. It's good.
I like it. It's very firm. I do think it's case by case though. Like a movie. I guess
I think you're wrong.
Look, everyone's this attitude the whole show. We need strong opinions like this. We need no wavering.
I'm the lion right now. Y'all are wrong.
God damn.
Okay, so a movie, it's fine. If you're waiting to get into a bar or club, it's fine. Waiting to get into a bathroom, not fine. Waiting to check in at an airport, not fine.
What?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Like in the security line, you mean?
In the security line.
Well, it depends on how far up. I'll say that you are.
Okay.
But
they're starting to crack.
But if I'm at the very end and I see someone, I'll be like, yeah, come on. But if I'm already in the ropes, it'd be a little bit harder.
Yeah, because you got to go through the zigzag.
Yeah. But anywhere else, I'd be like, yeah, come on. Check your bag in. Let's go.
I've seen families go through the zigzag to meet the mom who has planted herself,
I'm still for it.
No.
Okay.
Respect.
Oh, wait, what about
that? Take off your shoes, man. All that stuff.
Respect. That's hustle. Respect. I respect that. This is how I feel. I used to hate asshole drivers. And then living in LA, I learned you have to be a little aggressive when driving. But now with that Bronco, I'm just like, bye. See ya. Okay, you going to go? I'm going to go. And I go. I don't know, something, you know what, maybe I'm an asshole driver, but respect. If I see somebody do a U-turn that used to, upset me or piss me off, I look at them now and I go, respect. That's a ballsy move. That's a ballsy move.
And that's why you can't submit your car data to your insurance company, because you're so aggressive.
Yeah, they're seeing all those U-turns. And
I'm doing donuts in that thing. It's top heavy. I'm trying to flip this bitch. I'm kidding. I would never.
Okay, here's an example. Maybe this one will convince you. You're in line at a water park. Okay?
Right.
So it's not like everyone's going to get in, and then the time of the thing you're seeing, whether it's a movie or a concert or whatever, is going to be the same. Every person that steps in front of you at the water park is making you wait 2 minutes more in line because it's one at a time.
Get some friends.
I have a friend. I'm standing with my friend. We've been in line the whole time. We both peed before, or we'll pee when we get to the bottom and we're into that pool of water.
Yeah, everybody pees in the pool. If somebody's like, I don't pee in the pool or I don't pee in the ocean, yes, you do. Yes, you do.
That's right. You see someone peeing in the pool, you go, that's gutsy.
Respect.
I admire you. That's like doing a U-turn.
Yeah, respect. I'm also it's a little gross because I'm trying to swim underwater. I was at a comedy party in the middle of summer. It felt like an old school one, and everybody was in the pool, and I was like, everybody was drunk. I'm like, everyone's pissing in this pool. It was like a realization I had. I was like, this is disgusting. There's 100 people in this pool. There's no way.
What is an old school comedy party?
Well, before COVID,
okay.
no masks,
right.
people just being willy-nilly.
yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant like OG Kings of Comedy style. I don't know. I don't know what that would mean.
Pissing in the pool from outside the pool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I did a number 2.
Whoa.
That's what we used to do it in the 70s, man.
Pooped in a pool.
Sam Kinison would pee in the pool from outside of it for sure. All right, so JD, where are you on this one? I feel like you're going to be... Well, actually, so someone said when I posted this question on Twitter, the Dabla on Twitter said, the number of cutters must be equal to or fewer than the number of line place holders.
Okay.
What do you think of that rule? So if you're 2 people waiting in the line, you can bring on in 2 people.
2, but that's it.
That's a good loophole.
Are you willing to compromise on that ever, or still no? One person can hold for 6 people?
I'm willing to compromise.
Okay.
Sorry, JD, this was your question, and I took it.
No, it's all good, and I'm gonna say it's bad. I'm saying it's not good. Cutting in line, not good, except for certain circumstances.
Okay. He's saying the opposite.
I'm going to remember that when you're like, oh, can I come stand in line? I'm going to be like, no.
I never would. Because I feel so self-conscious about cutting in line, even if it's to meet a friend. Even if there are 10 people waiting in line and they say, hey, join us, I'll be like, nope, I'm going to the end of the line.
That's nice of you.
Well, have you ever confronted a line skipper ever? Like a true line skipper?
Time.
You
every
do, JD?
time. Yep, every single time.
You give them a hey, man?
Yep. And it happened at the airport. This couple was coming through, and they're like, we're going to miss our plane if we don't get through this security line. I'm like, you're probably on my plane, lady.
You said it just like that.
Yep.
Good for you.
I did.
Is that something you would consider
I let
ever?
them go. Like, what am I going to do?
Oh, okay.
But
were they on your plane?
I do make it a point of making them feel extra self-conscious about it.
and I'm sure that ruins the rest of their vacation.
It ruins that moment for them, I guarantee you that.
I hear you.
So 58% of people say letting friends that turn up late cut in line with you is good, which I agree with.
Ooh.
All right, moving on. When people need help navigating life's biggest decisions, when they're lost, confused at a crossroads, they seek our wise counsel, and we deliver an airtight verdict. It's time to settle this. So, reminder, if you need advice or have found yourself in a quandary or a pickle, email us at isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Tell us what's going on. We will help you, just like we're about to help this person. Let me ask you before I read the email, Ever. Do you do reader emails on your podcast? I listened once. I don't think I heard any.
Sometimes we do.
Okay, sometimes you do.
Yeah.
Well, you get an email and you're like, oh, that's a fun, quirky little question. And then you Google it, and it turns out it's one of those internet-y, Reddit-y questions, is a hot dog a sandwich? That kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
So this
is one of those?
Unfortunately, it is, but I did not recognize it as such. And then I asked a few people, have you heard this? Is this like a Reddit-y question? And they said no either.
Okay.
But I guess you'll be the judge. So after I read it, first feel free to just tell me if you've heard this question before. The question goes as follows. Hello, is this good crew? My wife and I have a long-running debate we've never been able to agree on. Okay.
Sorry. Okay, to start over.
That's how the podcast Y'all Gay got its name. We
just call people gay.
We just call people gay. My wife and I have a long-running debate that we've never been able to agree on. Please help us settle the argument. How many chuggas come before choo-choo? I believe it's multiples of 4. She says 2 chuggas. What do y'all think? Thanks, Dave and Kristen. So Dave's out here saying it's chugga, 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 choo-choo. Kristen's saying it's chugga, chugga, choo-choo. First of all, have you heard this question before?
I've never heard this question, but I know for a matter of fact it's not chugga, chugga, choo-choo. It's like chugga, 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 choo-choo. I would say it's more than a 4. I would say at least a 6.
I think
chugga, 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 chugga. That was 8 chuggas.
Yeah.
8 or 9 chuggas, then a choo-choo.
And that's where you felt like the choo-choo would slam in there.
Yeah. Who's doing
Honestly,
chugga, 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 choo-choo?
Yeah. No, that's it. I think you just did the perfect thing. The perfect amount. The perfect ratio.
8 to 2.
8 to 2.
So 4 to 1, basically, if you reduce that fraction.
I mean, 4 is the absolute minimum. Who in their right fucking mind would choo-choo after 2 chuggas? The train started moving.
That's a divorce. Divorceable grounds.
There's a book called Chugga Chugga Choo Choo, but maybe because 8 chuggas wouldn't fit on the...
Wait, what book is this? This is a children's book?
JD, there's a book. I don't know. I looked it up. Okay, in post-production, you will be seeing a picture of a book that says Chugga Chugga Choo Choo. Okay. I promise you that.
I will say it's kind of reminded me of breasts.
The chuggas or the choo-choos?
The chuggas.
The chuggas, for sure.
Oh, like an awooga.
Chugga, chugga. This girl had some chugga chuggas.
God damn, ever you are a pea hound.
Yeah, I'm a pea hound.
Okay,
nice chuggas. Choo,
choo. What would you say if I said, Dave and Kristen, who wrote this email, you're asking the wrong question. It's not how many chuggas, 4 or 2. It's is it an even number of chuggas or an odd number of chuggas? I think that's the real question. Because you could go chugga, 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 choo-choo, or you could go chugga, 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 choo-choo. No, that's the same. Chugga, 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 choo-choo. That's 5 chuggas.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah,
an odd number of chuggas.
I like an odd.
You throw them in. If you're looking at... Is it 1 chugga per breast, you think, or 1 chugga per pair of breasts?
It's chugga.
Yeah.
If we're talking 2 chuggas, those are breasts. But if we're talking multiple chuggas, that's a train. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, of course.
3 chuggas is that we're talking about choo-choo train.
Right.
2 chuggas, we're talking about boobs.
Right.
Okay.
JD, how do you feel about that?
I feel the same unless it's spring break and then it's chugga, 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 choo-choo. You know what I mean? Like,
What about if it's spring break? I'm like, look at all these choo-choos.
Oh, yeah.
Because then we take out all those chuggas because the chuggas are implied.
And so are the choo-choos the downstairs?
I'm in chugga town, baby.
You're watching like MTV Spring Break, and it definitely sounds like something Pauly Shore would be saying.
Yeah, 100%.
This sounds really problematic, to be honest.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. The P-hounds get it.
All right, we're here in Daytona. Chugga, 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 chugga. Choo, choo, choo. Okay, so
Also
I
maybe
found...
depends on how fast the train's going, too, though, right? Like,
Well, you want that train to be going real slow. You want that to be a slow train
gotta
running, so
see
you can get
these
a good
chuggas.
look at it, at the caboose.
You gotta.
And actually, this is a good metaphor, ever, because now you got the caboose.
Oh.
Okay. Let's think about it. I don't know what's the front of a train called again? The engine?
The engine, yeah.
No, it's called something else.
The
Pretty
front
sure it's
part?
called the engine.
The front
tank
part.
engine,
The fronts.
Yeah, well, we'll never know. I wanted to try this theory out on you because I found a guy on YouTube who was explaining this like he was like a musicologist. What he said is, if the stress... Okay, you're skeptical, but I need you to hear me out. But also, if you want to hit me with a long GAY at any time during this, that's totally fine. What he said was, if the stress is on the first chew... it should be even chuggas, and if the stress is on the second chew, it should be odd. Okay, so here, let's try it. So I'm going to do evens, stress on the first chew. Chugga, 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 chew, chew. Okay, now I'm going to do the second, stress on the second chew, and I'm going to do odds. Chugga, 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 chew, chew. Does that make any sense?
No, it's choo, choo.
So then you got to do evens.
It's evens. Choo. Who's doing choo-choo?
Well, that's what he was saying. He's
Okay.
like, you put the stress on the first part, so it really should be evens. So I think it's settled. Wouldn't you say it's settled, Ever?
I feel like this is pretty settled.
It's settled.
All right, then we can move on. We've got our last topics to get to. We'll explore them now in our gently paced speed round we call the Chaotic Good. Ever, you're going to be excited because this one's for the Patreon sickos only, the true P-hounds.
Great.
To subscribe to Patreon, go to patreon.com/isthisgood. You too can hear the full episode. That was the Chaotic Good, Ever. To subscribe to Patreon, go to patreon.com/isthisgood. I forgot that it had ended for a second there. If you subscribe, you too can hear the full episode and hear all the things we talked about, like eating dinner in front of the television, fake plants, the fun we had. Ever, there's only one very quick thing left to do before I let you go, and that's play subjective trivia. So subjective trivia is just like regular trivia, except only I know the answer. Before I give you the question, in full disclosure for the audience, and for this question to make sense, we were supposed to do this a little while ago, and a little while ago was the height of the Gwyneth Paltrow trial. And I noticed on Instagram that you were posting about it. You seemed to be very interested in it. Were you happy with the result?
I wish I would have paid more attention, but I think that the plaintiff's lawyer was incredible.
The plaintiff's lawyer. Oh, yes, yeah. I mean, I can't say I followed it very closely, but the
one that was like, "Are you
I saw,
friends with Taylor Swift?"
Taylor Swift. I would say we're more acquaintances.
Yeah.
And okay, so did the love for the trial extend to just Gwyneth in general as a person?
No.
And okay, so therefore it does not extend to the Goop universe.
No.
Okay. Then this question is perfect for you.
Great.
So today's question is, which of these Goop-endorsed products would make the best gift?
Okay.
So JD, if you could put them up, I'll take you through them very quickly. So top left, we have Psychic Vampire Repellent Spray. This says a unique and complex blend of sonically tuned gem elixirs. This formula is meant to be sprayed around your head in order to protect your aura. And this is not part of a question, but if you want to just prices right me the price of this Psychic Vampire Repellent Spray ever, what do you think?
$13.99.
$27.
Damn,
Okay, the
okay,
next
okay.
one, Desert Farms Camel Milk. Nothing hits the spot like a glass of ice-cold camel's milk. Now you, too, can have that sweet Sahara milk delivered to your door. How much do you think that is? A month. So that's a month's supply.
$50.
$103.
Nice.
And I should say, because I am lactose-free, so for a second I thought maybe this is a good lactose alternative. It's not
No,
lactose-free.
it's lactose, baby. It's Sahara lactose.
It's got that sweet
Sahara
camel
lactose.
A Setti's Milano toothpaste squeezer.
I like that.
Clever chrome-plated brass device that ensures you get the most out of your toothpaste every single time. How much do you think that's running?
$65.
$244. It is chrome-plated, JD. And then finally, an Implant-O-Rama System at-home coffee enema. This Java enema aims to clean you out and give you a rush like you've never experienced before. What do you think that's running?
$150.
Very close, $135. And if you do Google that, you will find a lot of articles from doctors being angry, saying, do not use this enema. It does not work and could potentially be very dangerous. So, of these four gifts from the Goop-approved universe, Psychic Vampire Repellent Spray, Desert Farms Camel Milk, Setti's Milano Toothpaste Squeezer, and Implant-O-Rama System at-home coffee enema. Ever, I have my answer written on this card. We're trying to get our answers to match. What do you think is the best gift?
The toothpaste.
Okay, can I
Squeezer.
ask why?
I mean, it's useful. Anyone can use it. Anyone can need it. It looks classic. It seems like it has a timeless design. Rust-free. Not going to rust. You're never going to run out of it. You're never going to run out of it.
Great point.
The camel milk you're going to run out of. The spray you're going to run out of. The enema, you shouldn't even be using it. You know, it could break. You're going to have to replace the parts. But toothpaste, you won't.
Okay, toothpaste. And JD, I'll ask you very quickly, what's your feeling on this one?
I think it's the toothpaste squeezer as well. You don't drink coffee, so I can't imagine you taking it.
I don't drink coffee, but my butt might.
Well, yeah, your butt chugs it.
As you said, you're lactose
chugga. Chugga. Okay.
You ever been to Starbucks?
Yeah, you're lactose intolerant, so I can't see you drinking any mammal's milk. And the vampire thing, I don't know. I don't even. What does that smell? Is it garlic smell? Like what?
No. It's like energy vampires kind of style thing.
Okay, the Colin Robinsons of the world.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm still saying toothpaste.
Okay, well, you're both right. The answer is toothpaste squeezer.
Yes. I knew it would be.
You knew it would be. Now, you might say, well, why can't you just fold the toothpaste tube? Okay, I brought in Exhibit A. Do you need to tell your boss that you're going to be 30 more seconds?
Sorry about that. Nope.
That's okay. No, you're fine? Okay.
Sorry.
I couldn't tell if your was directed at me or to your phone.
No, I messed up on something, but it's fine.
Okay, that's okay.
Turns out I should have been on that big.
They text you. They're like, they want 18-point font.
Well, it turns out it was more than just that. Oh, well.
Okay.
Hey, I have tummy issues.
Big tummy issues. Well, I think when your boss hears this final point that I'm about to make, he'll fully understand why you had to miss it. This is my toothpaste. It's still in a tube, but you can't fold it.
It's
hard.
If you
fold it,
you gotta cut it in half.
I feel like I'm Billy Mays doing a thing. It just goes back.
Yeah.
I need the toothpaste squeezer.
Yeah.
Gets it all out.
Gets it all out.
Waste reducer, if anything.
That's right. Thank you, Gwyneth, for solving climate change.
She's a pea hound. Gwyneth pea hound.
All right, on that note, Ever, thanks for coming. Where can people find you if there's any shows you want to promote? Please go ahead.
Absolutely. You can find me on the internet at Evermainard, EverMainard, across all platforms. I regularly post on Instagram. If you're in Austin, depending on when this episode will come out, I'll be at Moon Tower Comedy Festival, and in the last Thursday of May and June, I have my solo hour running at the Lyric, 7:30 p.m. last Thursdays.
Oh, that's exciting. So are you taping it, or it's just...
Yeah, I'll tape these.
Oh, that's awesome.
I do it like I used to do, and this one will be, some of it will be like improvised crowd work and storytelling, but not like mean crowd work, but like a way to connect people and just improvise stand up.
Okay, perfect. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to go to that, and I'm going to wait in line, and I'm not going to let anyone cut in line.
I'll let you cut. I'll open up the side door.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, we're free.
And this is coming out on Monday the 17th, so that's in time for everyone to go see you in Austin at Moon Tower, which is a super cool festival, so go see that. If you have topics, tweet them to me at StartersMatt, or email us at isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Remember to rate us on Apple Podcasts, subscribe on YouTube. Thanks for listening. Thanks to JD. Thanks to Ever for coming on. Thanks in advance for leaving a 5-star review for everyone. I'm Matt Austin, and this was good. We'll see you next week.